Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome back, everyone, here for episode 236 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
We're back in the saddle. We've got a guest, of course, again. We can't stop the run of guests. Kind of one of these, not a surprise guest, we know who it is, but one of these ones that falls into the category of we really don't know them.
But when we say we know who it is, we mean we know that this person runs an Instagram account, and that's it.
So it'll be the guy that runs Subpar Powerlifting Memes. I'm guessing a lot of people that listen to this follow that account.
Or have at least
seen his stuff on Instagram. So it's one that where we have to get to the bottom of them ourselves. The interview is easy because we literally don't know anything.
Have tons of questions.
So it's like, that's all we have is questions. We have no answers. So we got that coming up. A sack segment. The sack is back.
A good sack segment.
And I don't know, all kinds of other good stuff. We were just talking about it now. There's lifting stuff going on. World records being broken again.
Mm-hmm.
But first, the ads. This episode is brought to you by Spud Inc. The goal of Spud Inc. straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. This episode is also brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. They're your one-stop shop for all things fitness and online coaching. Whether your goals are training-related, nutrition and body composition-related, or both, Hybrid has a program for you. With dedicated and experienced coaches in each strength and fitness discipline, you can rest assured that you're in the best hands possible. When you're there, make sure to use our discount codes. It is MASS, that's M-A-S-S in all caps, and that will save you 5% off any training or nutrition memberships for the entire life of the membership at hybridperformancemethod.com. This episode is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. In 1980, Buddy Cap set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling, and it was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, world, and Massenomics powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more, visit them at texaspowerbars.com. And today's episode is brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large has set a new standard for customer service within the strength world. They have live website chat support and the speediest email responses. Lifting Large is home of the Ground Lock Deadlift Slipper, and they are always in stock and ready to ship. Massenomics listeners can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products by using our discount code there, and that's MASS20 at checkout at liftinglarge.com. Sponsors in the book, Tommy.
Sponsors in the book. All right. There's a few things.
A few burning issues.
A few burning Massenomics. Well, we should give people some Massenomics updates here.
Yeah.
The first one for longtime and new listeners of the podcast, we've said this a few times now, but you should know there are big changes coming. And they're getting closer by the day.
Yeah.
So close we can almost see them, Tanner.
Yeah.
And so if you're not a viewer of the podcast, you might be enticed to check it out in the next couple of weeks here.
Now's your time. I would get subscribed now so you don't
on
miss.
YouTube.
Yes,
YouTube. And I mean, you should subscribe in the podcast app too.
But like or subscribe or ring the bell on YouTube. Do all the stuff on YouTube because we got really cool video stuff coming as related to the podcast.
That will be for sure in the next couple of weeks here.
Right.
And when it happens, you know us, we're going to talk about it nonstop.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, that'll be an episode.
So it can just be a whole episode. Yeah. But so we do have some really cool stuff coming to the podcast.
Yeah.
And that is one of those things that we can especially thank all of the podcast sponsors, supporting members, friends of the podcast.
Yep.
You can say that you had a hand in making
listeners, review 5-star
reviewers.
Reviewers.
Yeah, all of you had a hand in making this happen. So big things coming there. We're excited to unveil that. And
It's almost like a new iteration of this. It's like the 7th iteration of the studio
Kind of-
almost. Or
kind
I don't
of
even know
is,
what the
actually.
number would be.
1, 2. I mean, if I had to think,
Two
really,
you say 2 at Tyler's.
Oh, I would say 3 at Tyler's.
Oh yeah,
His
yeah.
back
That's the
room.
I always forget about the very end
back
when we're
room,
upstairs.
downstairs,
We're on every level of
upstairs.
his house.
Yeah, every level of his house.
Yeah.
Then we were we did
the
a few
gym.
episodes at your house. Well, in
Yeah.
the backyard, I think. Maybe that was only 1 or 2.
That was just 1 or 2, I
Okay,
think. So
okay.
I don't know if you could. That's
Yeah.
almost just like on.
We had a few at the gym.
Yeah.
We had a few at my old house.
Several at your old house.
Actually, like I probably almost a year's worth at my
Yeah,
house.
I mean, yeah, it seems like now almost like a snap in time.
does,
but,
yeah.
I think we
Yeah,
probably
I said
had
a few. We probably
Yeah,
had at least
yeah.
40, if
Oh,
not
no.
50 there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then here,
Here.
and we've had like 2 different setups here too. I don't know if you remember right away. We had a table. Do you even remember that?
no,
We had, because we used the white table at my old house.
Oh yeah, did
And
we do
had
that
like,
here for a
yeah,
while?
we had that for a couple of weeks here.
Okay.
Before my wife was like, yeah, that folding table, yeah, that's got to go.
Yeah.
And then we made it a little nicer, but this will be our biggest jump by far.
Yeah. We changed the table game several times. You know, when it was the 3-man show, we had the round table, and then we went to the straight up straight table, and then we landed on no table here. And we're still going to be no table,
I
right?
think as of right now, at least.
But we're going to be in a new spot and a completely new look.
Yeah. So we won't talk too much more about that
No.
because we'll just be saying all this again when that day comes. But so that's one thing. And then, we started reading the podcast, or we started the podcast reading our sponsors' ads. We should do a little Massenomics ad. And that
course.
is, we have some really awesome stuff coming.
Yes.
Like
The week of this podcast coming out, this comes out on the 11th, 12th of October, and our anticipated drop date, at least as of today, as long as everything goes according to plan, will be October 15th. So it'll be Thursday. If you're listening to this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's coming up Thursday this week.
yes. And we're going to have,
yeah.
and the only reason we don't say for sure is we have so the whole drop has to be ready together. We have most of the stuff ready.
Yeah.
We're waiting on just a couple things, and you never know. There can always be a last second shipping
Yep.
delay issue,
Yep.
production issue. But as of right now, it looks like it should all shake out in our favor. But this is, I think,
It's the biggest.
It is our biggest drop ever, most diverse drop ever. Like,
Yeah.
it's totally
Product.
different, crazy stuff. Like from what we've normally done.
In terms of product choices and design and design, just like way different than everything else we've done, I'd say. I mean, not worlds different than the other in design terms, but considerably
Like
different.
it's like,
the
yeah,
most-
that goes with Massenomics.
right,
Like,
right,
that
right.
fits Massenomics,
But it's like, oh, they definitely did something different
yeah,
here,
but we're taking it in new directions.
Right.
And
and still revisiting some old favorites
yes,
too.
and
yeah.
yes, and always paying homage to the past, right?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so that I hope it does work out. Otherwise, it will for sure be the week after.
But so we're not really going to spoil the designs now because you could be hearing this too.
yeah, we're not going to spoil. Yeah, we're not going to spoil the designs. But yeah, there's shirts. There's various types of apparel.
Yeah.
There is other items that we've never had before.
Cold weather. We're starting to get out. This will be this launch will start to get our cold weather wintertime apparel out there as
Some
well.
stuff for beverage.
Yep.
Some beverage items.
Yep. Yep.
There's some good things coming. So be on the lookout, people.
It is our biggest though ever. You would say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably the one I've been the most excited for ever.
Yeah. And then
total.
And then, just like a month or so after that, we have Black Friday, which might be our biggest, I think is our biggest ever again.
Yeah, I mean, these two are for sure our two biggest ever. And I don't know. It depends a little bit on what we maybe swap in and out between the
Right.
two and stuff. But there's also some really new, way different things in the Black Friday one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know which ones. It's hard to say. They're both going to be pretty wild.
Yeah. I'm very, we talk about this a
Yeah.
lot, but we're both very excited for just actually through the rest of the year.
Yeah.
We're very excited to see what happens with Massenomics because
Yeah.
we do think we got some really awesome stuff for you guys in the pipeline here.
And we've said if it flounders, then we'll just have to pack up shop because
if this
we put enough into this and we can tell it's probably good enough that it is so good that if it doesn't go well, we'll be like, well, we just don't know what's going on.
We've been really, really lucky this whole time, and we clearly don't get it. Let's call it quits.
Yes.
Hopefully that's not the case, or at least you guys will feel sorry for us and just buy something.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah. So we got that out of the way now.
Right.
I don't know. Do we talk about lifting stuff or?
We could. I mean,
we should sip something refreshing first, though.
Okay. And this reminds me of a DM we got that I made sure to screenshot because it's about our What's in the Can segment.
Tanner, I would say it's a What's in the Can, but I'm like 98% sure we've done this before. So you can take a guess. You don't have to be super secretive about it.
Okay. First, as you're opening yours, I'll read you this message from follower Mike Christie, Instagram follower. He says, every time you guys do What's in the Can, I find myself thinking, I wonder if I could do better than Tanner. And that's pretty understandable. Like
that bumbling idiot. Like,
and just like, I bet most people think, God, he sucks at that. You know, like he's just doing terrible. It is hard.
It's not easy.
I'm not sure if a lot of like, you could do better just by chance, but overall, I think on averages, people, it's pretty hard, you know, like, and he goes, it would be cool if you guys could do a subscription service where you send a can of the flavor featured on the next episode so people at home could play along. I know the logistics of that would be crazy, but I bet the creators of the most expensive shorts in the world could figure it out. Would be a very logistically
resellers for other flavored water, but we also have to kind of keep the flavor anonymous.
Yeah,
so
right. So we have to put it in like a question mark can.
I like that concept though. That is a really good concept.
I don't remember what this is.
It is actually one of the flavors I do prefer a little more than most.
I don't remember what this is. Have we had this before?
I think I could be wrong though. Maybe maybe it's like I've just liked it and I always wanted to surprise you with it and I thought I did and didn't.
It's getting stuck in my mustache. Oh boy. I don't know what that is. It's tasty though. Mm-hmm. It's like a fruity natural essence flavor.
Yeah, there is fruit in it. You're correct. Essence of fruit.
I've already seen that the can is green, but it doesn't really scream. Is it watermelon? Is this watermelon?
Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Watermelon lime.
Watermelon lime. I don't know that we've had this.
Have we not? I don't know.
Let me look at the can and see if that. I don't know. Maybe we probably have.
Like I bought a bunch of It's an watermelon lime. I bought a bunch of them a while ago, and I can't remember what ones I gave you. And I wasn't about to go just through a bunch of old podcast episodes to figure out what we played.
Yeah. It is good though.
It is good.
It is. It does. It has the unnatural watermelon flavor to me because watermelon doesn't really.
It's kind of just
real
watery.
Yeah, right.
Slightly sweet.
But this tastes like a watered down watermelon Jolly Rancher.
Yep. That is like watermelon flavors. Watermelon Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, right.
I would for sure give this 4 JD Power and Associates awards though.
I think I would give it 4. I can be easily swayed, but I would give it 4.
To me, almost anything lime gets 4 automatically. It's a flavor that works. It just works.
Lime is a flavor that works in a sparkling water. Lemon and lime.
It kind of lends itself to that.
Yeah, it does. It really does. We would know.
We would know.
We are like de facto experts at this point, I think.
We just know how these things work.
Yeah.
Tanner, one other thing too today.
Yeah.
I got my new, I shouldn't say old, but my new OG red Massenomics shirt on, and I really like these new ones a lot.
Yeah, the color. I really like the color of the red one.
It is slightly heathered, but just slightly.
Yeah.
Like it's not as red as the shorts you're wearing.
Right.
But
I'm wearing the deadlifter shorts.
I'm just used to the old style of these that we had.
You mean the old ones that are just very red?
No.
Do you still have one of those?
I got rid of that.
Okay.
Because
I have one of those. It has a lot of. The one I have is the first ever.
Yeah,
and made and worn Massenomics
shirts. On those ones.
Yeah,
remember
the neck
that?
Really sucked on those.
Yeah.
It was huge.
And
they're 100% cotton.
So easy too.
Yeah.
Yep. We've come a long ways in our shirt selection.
I'm not going to be able to get rid of that. I'm going to have to. Yeah. I'm going to keep that one for.
I don't know what happened. I probably got rid of it just because it was probably so ratty from wearing it to the gym so much.
They're not a flattering
it wasn't
shirt.
A flattering cut either. No, they're not. But and then I remember
this one is though.
Our last cycle of these. We just always had OG shirts around, but it was not nearly as nice as this one.
No, you mean the red? So
it was kind of a pinkish heather almost.
Well, but after that, then we did have straight up red again.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So
one.
Actually, it's gone.
Okay, I'm talking about
OG red T-shirt history. First shirt ever. It was very red and it was 100% cotton. There's only like 50 of those ever made. You know not many around. Then we went the one I wear quite often.
Yep.
The OG. The second one, it's really heathered. It's almost pink.
It is. Mm-hmm.
And like that shirt I like because it's really worn in. So it's like just like a really soft.
Like it wasn't really soft to start with, but
it's just
now.
because it's like, I think like thinning, you know, almost. And then we went.
I forgot the true
straight
red
up
ones.
true red.
And I never had one of those.
And those were not a bad shirt.
Yeah.
But
They're
this
not
is
as
our
nice
best
as
one.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this one that we have now is the best one that we've had.
Yeah. And I like a red shirt every
Right.
once in a while, you know.
Yep.
We used to have this problem where we didn't have black shirts, but we got
Yeah.
black shirts now.
That was a thing for a long time.
Yeah,
It's
we-
like
we
everyone's
took
like, you
care
don't
of-
have enough black shirts.
because we didn't have any. But
Yeah.
yeah, we took care of that problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little red shirt in my life is always good. Lifting related news though, Tanner. There was actually some lifting stuff that happened.
All right.
In this past week here.
Well, I'm not interested in
I'm
that.
assuming it was in this past week. You know, we don't keep super close tabs on this stuff, so it could have been a little while ago. But first one on the list is probably Yuri Belkin re-breaking the 220 all-time world record.
Okay.
And I believe he took the record from Kaylor Willem.
Yep.
Took it by like 2.5 kilos, so just barely took it. Not a surprise. I mean, the guy's capable of doing it at like any point.
Right.
I didn't know he was like training for a meet or anything. I follow him on Instagram. I don't really remember seeing him post much about it.
No. And so, yeah, it's not on Open Powerlifting yet. I was just checking to see what his numbers were, but they don't show up just yet.
I think it was like a 500 bench, or like 496 bench. His squat was 7 something, and then his deadlift was like 9 something.
Okay.
Very, very loose ranges there.
Yeah.
But
It's funny his squat was 7 something, and back at Big Dogs, he attempted 1,003 pounds.
And I mean, it was here
lighter body weight and sleeves instead of wraps.
So here's the actual numbers: 705 squat, and this is just according to this Reddit post.
Yeah.
705 squat, 496 bench, 925 deadlift. Deadlift isn't completely out of line with what he does. I mean, I know he's done more.
Yeah.
But 705 squat, yeah, that does seem really low. It also seems like why are reps giving you like hundreds of pounds at that point?
Yeah.
And then 490, I always thought he benched more in the high 5s for some reason, but
Judging by his history, it is more like low 5s.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, low 518, 507, 496.
just again goes to show just how
518,
crazy John Hack is.
Yes.
That
yeah.
one is,
His bench.
it is nuts. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, he took the world record from Kaylor by 2.5 kilos. I wouldn't be surprised to see both those guys break that several more times.
Well, Kaylor's got to bring it back to the state
US of A.
side again. Yeah.
Other world record that broke, all-time world record on the squat, Tanner.
Okay. The heaviest squat ever then.
The heaviest squat ever.
I mean,
Actually, didn't we not that long ago talk about the heaviest squat ever and how like that was a bad one?
Yeah, that was not good.
I
can't remember the guy.
I don't remember either, but yeah, that one was a really bad
And it was
one.
a multiply squat, of course.
Yeah, really bad. This one, Brian Carroll, who I think a lot of people, if they're not familiar with Brian Carroll, like as a multiply lifter, are probably familiar with him from working with Stu McGill in his back mechanic, gift of injury stuff.
Yep.
I think he was actually in the gift of injury with him. I think that's what that book was about, is him getting Brian Carroll back on the platform. But
Yeah.
Brian Carroll set the new all-time squat record with 1306. That's a big squat. It is. You watch
We just
it.
watched it right before we recorded here.
You watch it, like, I mean, it's not buried. Obviously, it's not going to be buried. It's multiply, like that doesn't happen. But it's probably what you would expect, I guess. Probably.
Yeah, I mean when we're used to raw powerlifting and what that looks like, and when you watch that, it looks high. I mean, I don't think I'm not just saying when you're used to raw powerlifting and you watch that, it looks high. But I don't know. There's different. It's different for sure. I don't know what to say about it, but it looks high to me as someone that's more accustomed to raw lifting.
Yeah.
It looks high, and I think most people could follow that logic if nothing else.
Yes. And there was one comment on Reddit underneath the post that actually made me laugh very hard. And the comment says, "I'm surprised the world record isn't higher." And you could take that two different ways.
Yeah, that is funny.
And the funny thing is the person in the thread of comments didn't mean it that way.
They just meant, I'm surprised it's not.
Yeah, because someone's like, what are you trying to get at here? And the person's like, higher weight. right? Yeah. I thought that was really funny,
That
though.
is a real, like, that's a,
I'm surprised it's not higher.
that comment is so simple, but yet so
it
complex.
is.
There's
It's
layers to
really,
that.
it is really well structured.
Yeah, it is.
Unintentional, though.
Yeah, but still good.
And then there is one other thing, Tanner. So that's mostly the big lifts, I think, that
Okay.
took place this past week. The USAPL posted a video of a guy I'd never heard of. And you put together all the lifting legend posts.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious if you've ever ran across this guy. I'm gonna load up the video here for you, but before I do it, I'm just gonna give you a little info on it. So this is from '94.
Is it Ray Williams?
No, no. This is from '94, and the guy's name is Shane Hammond.
I do know that name.
And it says
Was he a wrestler?
well, I don't know. It
Like
says,
an Olympic wrestler or something
well,
like
no,
that?
no. So it
Okay.
says he might be the most explosive squatter of all time. And when you watch this, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I
It
for
says,
sure know that name.
Look how fast he moves. So this is the clip you're going to see. It says, look how fast he moves 903 pounds as a 21-year-old junior back in '94. It said he was a rare breed of athlete at 5'9", 5'9" tall, and weighing about 300 pounds. He was able to dunk a basketball with two hands, and he had a standing vertical of about 36 inches. Very impressive numbers for a person of that size. Eventually, he became one of the few men to squat 1,000 pounds. His powerlifting career came to an end when he went to compete in weightlifting at the 2000 and 2004 Summer Olympics.
Okay.
He is one of only 2 USA powerlifting members to successfully transition from powerlifting to weightlifting. And who is the other person, Tanner?
Well, it's our good friend Mark Henry.
It is that is correct.
Of course.
So are you
I
ready?
do know that from our
Are you
lifting
ready?
legend. We need to have a lifting legend of Shane Hammond, though. I feel like.
Yeah. Go ahead and just watch that clip here
Okay.
while he's there's.
And this is him. Do you think this is single ply?
I would assume it is.
Yeah, it's hard to
94. I
tell.
don't think raw existed then. So
And this 5'9", 300 pounds. He's a stout
make sure you watch
man.
the squat though. It goes fast.
Like, if that's single ply, I'd never seen anyone squat like that.
He literally like bounces out of the hole. Like
right.
most people do not squat 135 that fast.
I actually might need to watch
Yeah,
that.
that's
one
what I
more
had to
time
do the whole
through.
thing, and this is one of those videos that really annoys me. How long the intro is on the video?
We were talking about that beforehand too. Like people need to do a better job of trimming down their videos.
Cut the crap, man. Get to the point. here.
Yeah, I get that. Maybe on this old video, you kind of want to see a little.
Yeah,
Wow.
Isn't
I
that a
can't believe that is single ply, but maybe
Well,
just the
it
way
seems like
he
the
does
gear
it.
wouldn't let you move that fast.
No.
Yeah, and so the post we're talking about, it's on USA Powerlifting.
So he looks older than 21.
He does. I think it's because it was the early '90s. You know, it was a
Yeah,
different time
yeah.
then. People had different looks. They aged differently. But this is on a USA Powerlifting's post from
I also can't believe that guy could dunk a basketball with 2 hands.
October
insane.
6th. USA Powerlifting on Instagram. If you want to see what we're talking about here.
36-inch vertical is very legit. I think the all-time record vertical jump is maybe 46 inches.
Is it really?
I think it is. I'm not sure.
But even 36, that's basically
Oh.
getting in like world class territory.
Yeah, for sure. Like
there's-
46 would be an extreme outlier, you know.
Yeah. I always think, obviously, there's some NBA players that have big ones.
Yeah.
Just because they're jumping so much, but a lot of them don't have that big of a vertical because they're just so tall.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, when you're 6'8".
I think a lot of, I could be totally wrong here, but I think a lot of men's Olympic volleyball players have some insane
I
verticals
believe
too.
that. Yeah. Got a spike, block. all
Bump
that
set
stuff.
spike.
Yeah. That's the way it goes. Aces, other terms.
All that good stuff.
Side out.
Yeah. So, Tanner,
What about podcast reviews? Do we have time for podcast?
we got a sack too.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's a key element to the whole episode here.
Yeah, that's probably more podcast reviews. Might have to wait.
Right. Although I would hate for people not to leave us reviews, but we have to do the sack segment, so that's just
We could maybe one quick review. One quick
Okay,
review.
okay.
Assuming you have them loaded
okay.
up.
I
there.
have them right here. I have them right here. Right here. This is from Luke 124124. His title is not totally sure, but it is 5
Do you think
stars.
it's Luke Richardson?
I think it's Luke Skywalker.
Oh, even better.
I just started listening to this podcast and I'm not totally sure what is going on, but I immediately started seeing internet ads for apple pie flavored products and my LaCroix consumption has gone through the roof, just like my Jefferson deadlift. Well done.
Very good.
Yep, I like the way you crafted that. This one is from H. Chit, Chitt. Chit. I don't know if that's coming through on the podcast through my microphone, but I'm not saying shit. It's Chit. Best podcast in Southwest Oklahoma. Then it trails off. But he says, a steamy LaCroix to get the blood flowing pre-workout, the podcast for the workout, and an apple pie for post. Does that make sense the way I read that? Because that's just one sentence on here. But yeah. A steamy LaCroix to get the blood flowing pre-workout, the podcast for the workout, and an apple pie for post.
So we'll even put some punctuation for you guys.
Yes.
Grammar doesn't matter.
I figured that out as I read it in my head.
We'll clean that up for you.
Last one is Farmer for Fitness. And he says, love it is the title. Text says, love this podcast. That's it.
Straight and to the point.
So just right to the nitty gritty on
No
that
nonsense.
one. No. So now we have our sack segment. And you don't know what's in this, do you?
I have no idea.
You have literally
Like
no idea, right?
Nope.
Yep.
You walked up to my house holding a box, and I said, "Ooh, I like it when we get stuff."
Yep. So this was sent to us from our friends at Fusion Sports Performance.
Ooh.
It's a supplement company. What I know about this company,
Like they don't make ejaculoid, do they, Tanner?
no, but wouldn't that be something if we could get? People have been back on the ejaculoid.
I
quite a
saw
bit.
that a couple times, and it made me laugh.
Ejaculoid. You know what else? I've always forget to mention this, but people are. Do you know how often we still get emailed for people that want the Jackals Gym powerlifting program? Every week.
Really?
Every week, people ask about the Jackals Gym powerlifting program.
Wow.
From friend of the podcast, Brad Gillingham.
Yeah.
There's this free program, 8-week strength powerlifting program that we are like the official keepers of because it doesn't
go away.
No, and it's just like everyone says, I tried to Google it on the internet, can't find it anywhere. So we are like the official keepers of that program for people.
Because I think they used to have, I think on their website.
I think if you dig through their website, you can find it.
I think they used to have like a 12-week program, like a bench program.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going back probably
10
years ago
Yeah,
or
right.
more. But I remember you used to be able to get a few different programs off their website.
Yeah, but we are the keepers of that program, I think, by default at this point. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. Fusion Sports Performance. And they started in March 2019, so a relatively newer supplement company. And based on the marketing and stuff, well, actually, let me hand it to you and we can talk about that. But owner of the company is Merritt. I'll just Merritt S.
Okay.
So I won't butcher his last name. So here's a card from him, I believe, over at Fusion. And the first thing I pulled out was whey protein. It looks like 100% whey isolate. It's a 2-pounder of that. What's the flavor? Frosted cinnamon roll.
Ooh.
I'm sure that's just delicious. I always like the taste of protein powders and stuff. I never have a problem with that. Some people don't like it, but
Yeah,
like,
I don't know if I've ever. I mean, I don't buy odd flavors, but I don't know if I've ever like bought protein
Right.
where I'm like, this is disgusting.
No.
And cinnamon, frosted cinnamon roll sounds good.
yeah, this other one it's called Healing Factor, and it's a post-workout supplement. I looked through some of the ingredients, and it's got creatine in it, glutamine, a few things like that. But that's called Healing Factor, and that one's lemon lime, Tommy. So you would like that flavor.
And it's some fizzy bubbler in this thing,
And from what I looked through their marketing and kind of through their labeling and stuff, their big thing is no proprietary blends, which I do respect that in any supplement company when like avoiding the listing of proprietary blends on the label, because I do like to just know what the hell's in it.
Yeah, what the hell I'm taking in my body.
I don't
here.
necessarily, and I know you're the same way, we don't necessarily consume a lot of supplements.
Yeah,
but if I am going to do it, I do.
Yeah, I don't
like
want it to
one
be
thing
some
I like to
crazy
know is just what
cocktail
is
of-
it.
Yeah, crazy cocktail of whatever someone somewhere thought I should be having.
Yeah, so I do respect that. This next one is a pre-workout. It's called Super Soldier. This one is fruit punch flavor. And big thing in this, I see it has caffeine in it and 200 milligrams of caffeine per serving.
That's
in
enough
Super
to get
Soldier.
you going.
You think it is until you see this one.
Oh, really?
The last one
You're
in the
just
box
setting me
here.
up there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I noticed that container is white. Tanner,
Yeah,
and these
this-
other ones are black.
This is the Mad Titan pre-workout. And this flavor on this one is Patriot Pop. And it's one of those...
Yep, the red, white, and blue popsicles.
Yeah. And this one has a lot more ingredients in it, but the big one, the caffeine, it has 400 milligrams of caffeine per serving. That would not, I would not be prepared for that.
That would actually wreck me.
Yeah,
I would be like in a state of psychosis.
No, like I don't do a ton of caffeine pre-workout. That 200 milligram one, like a big day for me on that, I would take probably half a scoop of that, or like
that's about all I could do.
400, that would blow me out of the water.
Yeah, I know. Every once in a while, it's just like you wake up on a weekend. It's like just start drinking coffee. And just start going, and pretty soon you're like, oh, I've drank like a lot of cups of coffee all of a sudden. I don't even know how many it's been. And then shortly after that, I start feeling like time. I can like feel time moving differently.
Yeah,
I'm like, I've had too much caffeine. Something is not working right in my body right now.
And I do know a lot of guys at the gym that basically live and breathe off of caffeine.
There's a lot of people that live and breathe off of caffeine.
Right. And there's some guys that would absolutely love the Mad Titan one with the 400. They'd be like, yes, that is what I actually need. Because, I mean, it's just a lot of people in general in, I don't know, America that, you know, just
more caffeine.
Right.
Hey, and you can handle this. More power to you.
Super Soldier would probably be more up my alley between the two, but I suppose that's why they make two. That kind of makes sense.
You got to cater to all people.
Right.
Damn. Well, thanks a lot for the goods here.
Yeah.
We'll just have to combine the Super Soldier and Mad Titan together and see how that goes for us, Tanner.
600 mgs. I'm not really sure what that would even do to me. I would probably be.
I'd probably have heart issues.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. These look like some pretty legit supplements.
Yeah, for sure. So we haven't tested them out yet, but
we'll
have to.
The seal's still on. Yeah. Pour back.
Are we ready for advertisements and then a guest? Is that where we're headed on this?
I think so. And did we say one last time? Fusion Supplements?
Fusion Supplements.
Yeah, Fusion Supplements.
Yes.
Should give them a shout out for sending us all this.
Can't remember where they're
product.
out of now. I usually like to, I've started to really like to, all the companies we work with, I want to know where they're from.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting to me, and I can't remember.
They all seem to have one thing in common.
New Jersey.
You know what that is?
New Jersey. They're not from Northeast South Dakota.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
We've yet to run across many that we work with we work with a lot of California companies, maybe some Texas and East Coast guys, I guess where the people live.
Believe it or not, there's not a ton popping up out of North Dakota, South Dakota, really not even that many out of Minnesota, none out of Iowa or Nebraska. Not even really Wyoming.
Iowa, go strong.
Oh, yeah. I forget they're in Iowa.
So there's something.
Yeah.
That'll be another thing we'll have to talk about on the podcast one day. Actually, I believe we'll have them on as a guest on the podcast.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting when we come across them. But yeah, there's one.
You could say we are we're keeping the entrepreneurial dream alive in the upper Midwest.
Yes. But Fusion Sports Performance is out of Fair Lawn, New Jersey.
All right. Fun fact for you.
Yeah.
Okay, ads this week.
Ooh.
Today's show is brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Buddy Caps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid 70s. At the time, he was working for Image Barbell, building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them, calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, world, and Massenomics powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit texaspowerbars.com. This episode is also brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. If you've been training without a coach and have been looking for a competitive edge, remember to check out hybridperformancemethod.com. Hybrid has 15 different strength and fitness programs covering everything from powerlifting and strongman to gymnastics and general fitness, all included in one training membership. That's not all. Hybrid also offers one-on-one personalized nutrition coaching that uses lifestyle habits and a flexible approach to shape your nutrition plan around your current lifestyle. Instead of turning your lifestyle upside down, in order to support unsustainable habits that only work in the short run the way most programs do. If you're ready to take your training, nutrition, or both to the next level, use code MASS in all caps, that's MASS, for 5% off membership to all programs for the life of your membership. Today's show is brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large sets the new standard for customer service within the strength world. Get email responses in hours, not days. They now have live website chat support available during the weekdays so you can get advice from a real powerlifter with actual platform experience. The Lifting Large team wants to help you achieve new PRs in the gym and on the competition stage. When you're ready to try single ply and make your way to the dark side, give them a call. Lifting Large is home of the ground lock deadlift slipper, and it's always in stock and always ready to ship. And Tanner, something that a lot of people have said is that Massenomics podcast is like the ground lock deadlift slipper of podcasts, right?
I haven't heard that before, but the way you say it, the gears are turning in my head. It really is. The Massenomics podcast is like the ground lock deadlift slipper of podcasts. It's a perfect.
It's always in stock and always ready to ship.
Yeah. Is that an analogy?
Yeah.
It's a perfect one.
Really? You don't remember that? So you don't remember that? Am I actually making this up in my head?
No, we've said that.
Okay. I was like, you had me going there.
I even tricked you.
You did.
So believable.
Massenomics listeners can save 20%. 20% on all Lifting Large branded products.
And that's not a joke.
That is
it's
not
just a really
joke.
high percentage savings.
I am laughing because I cannot believe that's real. By using discount code MASS20, MASS20, to save 20% on all Lifting Large branded items like the ground lock deadlift slipper. Place your orders at liftinglarge.com, and you can follow them on Instagram at liftinglarge.com. That's at liftinglarge, DOTCOM. They also have pictures of doodle dogs on their Instagram. If you ever notice that, as a owner of a dog that has some doodle in him,
okay.
I noticed every once in a while.
I didn't know what you meant for. I thought you were. I didn't know if Doodle Dog was like a cartoon character.
No. Like there's some poodle in them.
Yeah.
You know, we me and the good folks over at Lifting Large, we
share that in common.
Yeah, we have this doodle connection.
Amanda Lawrence and I, you know Amanda Lawrence, she shares in common with me the Morkie.
Oh, really? Does she have one too?
Yeah, she has a Morkie that looks not too dissimilar to mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I just know. I just pick up. I wouldn't remember that if it wasn't a Morkie. But
And last but definitely not least, the Massenomics podcast is brought to you by Spud Inc. and the Spud Inc. Axle Straps. The Spud Inc. Axle wrist straps come in at 30 inches in length, which is plenty to wrap around. You know what, Tanner?
Are you on the wrong one?
No. I think I'm on the right one here.
Okay. There's really no wrong one.
There is no wrong one with Spud Inc. We all know that.
All the products are the right products.
That's
probably the biggest takeaway with Spud Inc.
It is.
Buy all the products.
They're all the right ones.
Yeah.
They are all the right ones. And this is one that we have and we've both used. The Spud Inc. Axle Straps.
Yep.
The Spud Inc. Axle Strap comes in at 30 inches in length, which is plenty to wrap around even the largest of axle deadlift bars. Designed with strongmen in mind, the axle wrist straps are built from their signature woven nylon to give you the best hold possible, and they guarantee they'll come through in competition. The straps are backed with a lifetime warranty, and custom strap lengths are available. Just let them know what you need, and they'll get you taken care of. Check out the Spud Inc. Axle Straps online at spud-inc-straps.com.
Right on.
Thank you to our sponsors.
So are we just rolling with calling him Subpar Powerlifting Memes guy, or do we?
That's probably good.
Okay.
We don't really know a name for sure yet.
Yeah,
So.
we'll let him. We'll have to just sort that out with him. I guess we'll try and hopefully he answers.
We're ringing. That's half the battle.
That's a good start.
Hello.
Hello, is this the Subpar Powerlifting Memes guy?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hey, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you guys.
All right, is this the man, the Subpar Powerlifting Memes man?
Yes, it is. You can call me Subpar or Dylan. Either one works.
Okay. So we do have a first name. We didn't know how anonymous you were or weren't.
Nah, I have my face and name all over the place now, so
Okay.
might as well say it here too.
Okay, so Subpar Dylan, that rolls off the tongue a little bit better. We can go with that then. So you're live on the Massenomics podcast with Tanner and Tommy, and we've got a whole bunch of questions for you. Actually, we don't know a lot about you, so I think this should be a fun
It'll be
interview.
like a little speed date.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for it.
You'll get to know us a little bit. We'll get to know a little bit more about you, and then at the end of it, we'll decide if we ever want to have a second.
All right, sounds good.
So we're not in completely different spaces in Instagram. You know, like people definitely don't follow us for lifting videos, and they don't follow you for lifting videos either. You put out a pretty healthy stream of memes, and
Yeah.
Tanner and I, we both enjoy your memes. You have a lot of funny and very relevant things. Like, you don't obviously come up with those as being a person that's not in tune with what's going on in the sport and powerlifting in general.
And also not without some creativity.
And
like
without some creativity.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess we'll just start out saying, we appreciate what you do. Good job. Keep up the work.
All right, no problem. I will.
and the consistency. That's probably
So that is the big one, you know, as we put out memes too, not at the scale you do, but you know, it takes some time. Like, could you give an estimate, like how much time on a daily basis you're spending putting these things together?
Yeah, I get that a lot. I'd say, I mean, so I like to keep a post schedule about every hour or two. And it probably takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to come up with a meme. And I just kind of streamlined it. So I have subreddits that I go on, or I just scroll through Instagram and I find a relevant like template, and I just come up with the caption from there. It only takes me about 5 minutes per meme, probably.
And I assume you're doing it basically all through your phone then most of the time when you're creating those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good though. That's a fairly speedy process for knocking them out. I know we've definitely spent way too long on certain ones before.
Yes. Oh yeah, sometimes it takes me quite a while to edit everything, but usually it's only about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And the other interesting thing is you do have a pretty aggressive posting schedule. Like you were saying, every few hours. Like, has that always been your way of doing it, or is that something you've ramped up through time?
When I first started in 2018, I just was doing it for fun, and I just, whenever I had free time, I'd make something. And it was a little bit too aggressive, I think. I was posting upwards. I think the most I posted in a day was like 20, just because it was an off day. I didn't have anything to do, so I was just hanging out making memes. And I decided to narrow it down to 6 to 10 a day, and just kind of use that as like my thing that I do, to just post consistently.
And so you said you started in about 2018. Like, was there a, because there's a lot of accounts that try to do a thing, whether it's memes or, you know, maybe it's like a lifting motivation type thing. There's a lot that start, and then like there's a huge percentage of those that don't really make it. Like, I'd say they don't make the cut. They just, more often than not, they just give
fizzle
up.
out.
Yeah, they fizzle out
pretty fast too.
Right. So you didn't, obviously, you know, you have over 50,000 followers now on your page, and, you know, a lot of people that, you know, a lot of influential lifters that probably follow your page. Was there a tipping point for like momentum that, was there one specific thing that happened, or was it just consistency over a long period of time?
Yeah. So how my page grew, it was a little surprising to me, honestly. I was just making it to have fun and just, you know, mess around on the internet. As everyone who makes meme pages does. No one really expects it to get big when they first start, probably. And if they do, they're not in it for the right reasons. Like,
Yeah.
you should be doing it to, you know, have fun and make jokes and have a small community and just hang out with people. It shouldn't be to get big and make money off of memes.
Right.
That's a nice byproduct later if you end up doing it. But I just made a bunch of memes. I had a lot of fun with it. I realized I was pretty good at coming up with this stuff, so I would just turn them out. And for a while, I used hashtags to improve engagement. Realized that doesn't really do much. The best thing to do is just keep consistent, and if you stay relevant with topics and stuff, and, you know, you're funny enough, there'll be some controversy. People spread it around, talk about it, and that kind of just naturally grew over time. And it took a while to get to 10K, but after that, it just started steamrolling.
Yeah. And that's in you know, everyone's social media presence is a little different, but that's the thing we've noticed too, is there's never like, yep, this was where things just got huge. It's just like, yeah, there's kind of just this slow, steady momentum build is the way it seems to go.
Yeah, I think that's the same with a lot of things. I mean, you just gotta stay consistent, and things will happen. If you're the biggest thing is staying consistent with this kind of stuff. You just gotta keep making things, and if people like it, they'll like it, and things will grow.
Yeah, there's no doubt the consistency is the most important part. In the beginning, I think a lot of people have this thought that, oh, if this account shares my thing, that's going to be huge. Like, they have 500,000 followers. If they share my thing, that is going to be amazing. And like, those things aren't bad. Like, that all helps, that all contributes to it. But we've never had a single event like that it just like blows things up like crazy out of proportion. It is just the consistency and getting those things like that, more of those over time.
Yeah, when I was small, like a big page finding my meme and reposting it, that would do a lot. But once you get to a few thousand, like you get into the thousands, it's kind of more just you have to have a lot of shares and a lot of comments and all that stuff and all that engagement. I think people focus too much on big names and they'll just harass these poor people all day, just like tagging thousands of people in their posts. And a lot of times the people who don't make good stuff too, which is even worse. It's just cringeworthy.
Yeah.
So you talked about, part of your process is scrolling through your feed and looking for stuff. Do you have maybe even some within the lifting community, but I'd be more interested in accounts outside of things that are directly related to lifting that you enjoy following, like any meme accounts that you really like outside of lifting?
I wouldn't say any specific accounts just because I like a lot of small pages. They tend, in general, I find small pages kind of make better content and funnier content. A lot of really, really big pages tend to just repost stuff or post the same meme 20 times in a row. Or it gets kind of tiresome. I prefer just a lot of small pages, and I like a lot of history memes and just general memes and stuff like that. It's kind of a lot of stuff that I like to get inspiration from. Yeah,
that makes sense.
So looking through your, do you know, like off the top of your head, like how many posts, like memes you've made?
It's something crazy, like 6,000 or something.
Okay. So looking through that 6,000 back catalog, like, do you have any one or two that stand out as like being your greatest hits of all time?
I mean, I looked through insights and I can see the ones that get the most likes and all that.
No, I don't care about that. I'm saying like what you think is your finest work.
I can't narrow down to one because there's just too many to remember.
Yeah.
But I would say I love making those Larry memes.
Okay.
Not because I have any issue with Larry at all. It's just that his fans.
People go nuts.
Yeah.
They get so mad. And the people that don't like him really don't like him. So there's just a lot of just really funny interactions that I get to see all day. I read every single comment. So I just get to see that kind of nonsense. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's tricky. And you kind of mentioned it too. Like a good like it's walking a line, I think, of a good meme is it has to be like a little offensive to someone almost, like, or like it. A lot of times it can be self-deprecating. Like we make a lot that we are if we're making fun of powerlifters, well, it's making fun of us too. We are powerlifters, and it's okay. And you're the same way, but it is tricky because like someone out there is going to take a little bit of offense to almost anything. Like anything you make, someone could be offended by it, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure I'm blocked by plenty of people just because of that, and got lots of DMs. But it's fun. I enjoy the controversy a little bit. I can't lie. And I think the biggest thing is just not going too hard on one thing or one person, because then that kind of just gets into the realm of just bullying them, and it's not funny anymore.
Right.
But you can poke a little fun at everything, and I think people enjoy that.
Yeah.
Have you ever have you ever felt like in hindsight, and I'm not thinking of something specific or anything at all, but I'm just wondering if it's ever happened where you felt like maybe you did go too hard into something and you're like, I probably like, I maybe ruffled feathers more than I needed to, or like, have you? Yeah,
for sure. Especially when I was first starting and didn't think too much about the page. Like I didn't expect it to have any sort of like pull in the powerlifting community at all.
Right.
I would just say some things that were a little too far, probably. I think the biggest one was going after Eric Lillybridge over a controversy that I probably shouldn't talk about too much, but
Okay.
I just made a few memes about it, and it was probably something that should have been left alone.
Sure. It's tough. Like it's funny how like sometimes when you make that stuff, you don't expect it to really be.
You just think you're telling like a dumb joke. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah, but it is a line for sure, and it's easy to go on both sides of it probably.
Yeah, I wouldn't delete it now or anything. I don't regret stuff after I post it.
Yeah.
But if I was going to go back and it's probably not worth the trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you said like you don't have like, at least from what I can tell, like you don't have like your face or you like as a person on your account ever, but you said your name's Dylan and like you said you're not like trying to hide your name or anything. Like what is your experience or your level with powerlifting? Like, do you actively compete? Have you competed? Where are you at in that world?
I've competed a few times. Like I've gone to collegiate nationals and stuff like that. Just nothing crazy. I've lived in USPA. Gotten like a 400 Wilson comp. Just average run of the mill powerlifter.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that notable, to be honest. But
Yeah, we can relate to that.
I mean, that's where I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that's where most people are.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's right. Yeah.
Having fun. Right now, I'm not really focusing much on powerlifting just because there's no beats anyways. So I'm focusing on gaining weight and doing some bodybuilding training, which is fun. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Do you get much, I don't know what type of atmosphere you train in, but do you pull a lot of inspiration from me? How often are you in the gym and something comes up and you're like, got to make a meme for it?
Yeah, pretty often. A lot of the memes are based on either my personal experience or what I've heard from like other lifters.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in the beginning there.
Do you have a system of making notes? Because what we've found a lot of times when we have these ideas, it's so crazy. I can have this idea where I'm like, oh, that will be hilarious. I cannot wait to make that. And I don't write it down, and this will be at breakfast. And by noon that day, I'm like, what was that idea? I literally cannot, I thought it was going to be the best thing we've ever done. And I cannot remember at all what it was. Like you have to experience that same thing.
The upside to my posting schedule
is
that basically right when I have an idea, it's being made, which is nice. It's kind of fresh in my head. There have been a few times where I've just been like thinking, and I'll come up with a meme idea, and then I'll just have something in the way, and then I'll rethink about it. I'm like, that wasn't that funny. I'm not going to post that. But yeah, the nice thing about my posting schedule is that I can do that, or I can just make the meme beforehand and post it later.
So your memes that you're going to post tomorrow, have you made any of those yet?
No, I make them right before I post them.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
that's good. Like a lot of people, that is the approach they take, but they do like one post every few days, not like multiple in a day.
Right. That's kind of crazy.
That is.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just something that I'm just good at, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you ever reshare your memes, or once they've been posted, are they done with, or like do you reuse some of them?
Usually I prefer to just make original content.
Yeah.
There's always some way to twist a joke that's already been done.
Right.
And maybe just refine it a little bit, make it a little funnier, or just use a different format that's more relevant. I usually don't repost anything. And I will, the only original content I don't post is if I see something really funny on another meme page, I might repost it, or I'll take submissions sometimes. But usually, like 99% of the time, it's just a meme that I made within 4 minutes before posting it.
Yeah. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you've made a few Massenomics ones over the years, like a couple lift shorts ones in there that I know, and I'm sure I loved them at the time. I just don't remember them all now.
I couldn't tell you. It was probably it was probably when I was like 10K or something, and I just made a few of them. Yeah, I made a few. I think I've made like 5 or 6 Massenomics ones. Yeah.
Those are my favorite ones that you've ever done.
Of course.
Back to Tommy's question earlier. I was curious, do you know which one you've ever made that has the most likes ever?
Yeah, it was the Eddie Hall one, where he's reacting to Thor pulling that PR deadlift without passing out and nearly dying. It's just him just absolutely knocked out in the back with tubes in his nose and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
That one got a lot of traction. I'm not quite sure why it's not my funniest, but it was just relevant to the time. Everyone's hyped up about Thor's pull, so
Right.
everyone likes that one.
Yeah, that's the same thing. We kind of like. It's just weird. There are posts where it seems like Instagram wants to put that in front of people,
Right.
Because we have some posts even recently that have gone over like really, really, really well, and we just think like
that's not our best stuff we've
isn't,
done.
Yeah, this isn't like super funny. It's maybe averagely funny for what we do, but for whatever reason, it seems like Instagram wants to show that to way more people, and then it takes off.
Oh, no, in my opinion, some of the funniest things I've made have bombed miserably.
Ah, yeah.
Compared to how the rest of my posts go, it's just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm laughing while making this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how is this not funny to people? Yeah,
That is a kind of a crappy feel. I mean, it's not that it's really fleeting, and especially in your case, posting 6 to 10 a day. So it'll be in an hour later, you forget about it. But at the time, you're like, what is wrong with everyone? Like, this is funny.
Yeah. Everyone, look how funny I am.
like,
Come on.
like you liked this other one I made that sucks. Like, why isn't this one good?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, telling jokes. It's a tricky art, I guess.
Have you found a way, or do you care about finding a way to be able to make money off of the account?
Yeah, I have a Teespring store. Got some goofy meme shirts on there. They're not anything high quality or anything. They're just kind of inside jokes on the page.
Yeah.
That I put on the t-shirt, and I got some complaints about how they're low quality. I'm like, it's kind of the point. Like, it's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
The mass-produced like chuckles is kind of what I'm going for here.
Well, you said they're subpar.
Exactly. Like I put it out there when I first started. I mean, I don't know what everyone expects, but
what about this? Have you ever thought of this? And I'm sure people have had this conversation. The phrase subpar. Par as a golf term, under par is good. Subpar.
I've never actually because subpar, like everyone would agree. Like if you use the phrase subpar, like most people in their head would be like, yeah, that means it's not good.
Right.
But yeah,
at least in the context of golf.
In the context of golf, whereas like we use par, that subpar is great. Like I've never understood that either, but
yeah, that's how I can respin it now that I actually put a little more effort into these.
Has that thought ever? Was that the original name that you had? Was that the very first name that you had to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't changed the name at all. It's just kind of like, because I was going at it kind of just messing around and making goofy like posts, and I was expecting to have a few thousand at most, and then it really kicked off, and I'm like, well, this name didn't age very well, but I'm not getting rid of it now.
I think it works good.
No, I think it's good.
It's good. You don't have some like crazy mixture of letters, numbers, and whatever. Like it's an actual name. I think.
Yeah. What about this? Go ahead.
Yeah, the only downside of the name is the occasional really annoying comment. Everyone says it. It's just, oh, yep, this is a subpar meme. Like, thanks. Appreciate it.
that's when you embrace it. Like, you're damn right. It is a subpar. It's right in the
name. Right. That's when you spin something and you when someone says your shorts are too expensive, you turn it into an entire. You'd be like, damn right, they're too expensive.
Exactly, they are. Yeah, you just push into it even harder. You go into those flames.
So I asked you about accounts you like and stuff. I always like to try to get people to put other people on blast just a little bit. Are there any lifting accounts that you think suck?
Oh, by far, Powerlifting Motivation is the worst.
I thought I didn't have no reason to know that you would say that, but I kind of felt like you might say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, squat, bench, deadlift is probably a close second there.
Okay, but they're like connected though, aren't they? Both of those accounts or not?
I have no idea. I mean, they basically make the same stuff, so I wouldn't be
I was going to say, well,
Powerlifting Motivation has Massenomics blocked.
Do they really?
Yeah, I don't even know why, but
they block anything.
Yeah. Well, I don't think a lot of people get that. It's
them.
like a Russian guy that like I don't even really think speaks English that well. But like, because I mean, it's just like it's a whole different language and like it's a whole different. It's like it's a different culture. Like what they got going. I mean, their culture is usually just taking other people's stuff, but
right.
Yeah, you pay attention long enough, then you're like, yeah, this account sucks really bad. It's like it's like
Yeah.
the 7th grade level of humor of like, girls with boobs are cool and muscles are awesome. Like that's kind of like their level of humor, isn't it?
I remember on the Immortal Barbell podcast, you guys were talking about sumo memes and how
Yeah.
overused they are, and it's just, I think every day I see a sumo meme on one of these pages. And
Yeah.
Not
can
that there's
proudly say
not that
I'm-
there's never a time for sumo memes. I would say,
and not that we're we're at the high art of funny over here. I'm just
There's
saying,
some
like,
sumo memes that are good, but
Right.
like not sumo with cheating. Sumo with cheating is just so overdone.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's probably a decent transition into our overrated underrated segment, I think, don't you?
I agree.
So are you familiar at all with our overrated underrated segment?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what you guys picked out for me.
Okay. We would say it is slightly more difficult when we almost know nothing about the person
When
personally.
the person posts 6 memes a day, there's a lot to try and get your head around.
Right.
So.
But I think overall we came up with a fair smorgasbord of topics here. So
Right,
and you get the rules. You have your druthers as to how you answer, but you do have to decide overrated or underrated. You don't get to ride the middle of the line there.
Got it.
Okay. So and we don't really need any audibles here. I don't think.
I don't
we
think
already
so.
have. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we do leave room for audibles for ourselves, but we're going to go strictly by the book on this one. Overrated or underrated? Topic number 1: HIIT training.
Oh God. Despite having an extremely small niche following, still somehow overrated.
Can you explain HIIT training?
I know because you have been hitting on that pretty hard in some of your memes lately. I've noticed.
Okay, yeah. So for those who don't know what HIIT training is, it was invented by Arthur Jones, who created the Nautilus machines, and it was basically a comprehensive program to use his Nautilus machines. And then Mike Menser, who was his basically protege, picked up that and adjusted it to more of a bodybuilding style with dumbbells and other things like that. And he adjusted it into heavy duty training, which was HIIT taken to a whole nother level, where instead of training 3 times a week, it's 1 to 2 times a week.
Okay.
And they train each body part 1 time a week, 1 set to failure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and the idea behind that is that they're inferring that, or implying that muscles are only meant to do high force actions, which is utterly ridiculous because walking exists, but whatever. Yeah. So the idea is that because the muscle is meant to do a high force contraction, there's no point in doing high volume work, and just the idea is to just push every single muscle to absolute failure once. And if you do that hard enough, you have to take a whole week to recover.
Wow. And there's actually people that subscribe to that methodology.
Oh yeah. They think it's the greatest thing of all time. And there's a lot of things I can say about that, but I don't think we have enough time.
Wow. I'm amazed. I've never heard of that before, of people doing that.
Yeah. Dorian Yates did a version of it, but it wasn't quite the same. And yeah, it's a big thing.
And he won Mr. Olympia, so
Yeah, I mean, one example of a guy with great genetics. All the evidence I need.
Yeah. Okay, so topic number 2: overrated or underrated? SpongeBob SquarePants, Mr. SquarePants.
Yeah, I'd say overrated just because of the new seasons. To be honest, just that it's gotten kind of.
is there new seasons?
Oh yeah,
Really?
I'm not familiar with new seasons.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. It kind of got into a little more of a kiddie mode instead of kind of being good for adults and kids, and yeah.
Right.
Because they were pretty good at riding that line in some of those older episodes where you'd watch them and be like, oh yeah, kids totally don't get what's going on in these parts.
No.
Yeah, those are my favorite ones, and that's the best seasons. But after a while, it got really bad.
Like it kind
They
of
have more bad seasons than not. So
okay, it kind of almost at times had sort of like that Ren and Stimpy vibe where it was like,
Yeah,
oh,
not
this is going
as,
in,
not
yeah.
quite.
not as much. But
I think there's crossover Ren and Stimpy and SpongeBob with some of the
Like animators?
yeah,
Okay.
animators or creators.
Yeah.
There's something there. That's why that's.
I feel like
the
they both
case.
did the thing where they would do like these extreme close-ups
Yes,
that were like
that's
Yeah,
where, like the
animated
the
in extreme
detail,
detail.
yeah,
Yeah.
like in the it's probably like a season 1 or 2 SpongeBob where he gets dried out, like he's in Sandy's dome, and he gets dried out as a sponge, and they do this extreme close up of him, and it's like crusty, like totally Ren and Stimpy vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say great meme material from SpongeBob.
That's
I'll
what,
give
and
it
that's
that.
what we're getting at, of course. That there's just a lot of great memes that can come from SpongeBob. It's
sure.
Is there a kids cartoon that has more memes come from it than SpongeBob?
No, I don't think so. I
I
mean,
don't think
can't
there's
be,
either.
right?
Flapjack is a close one. Not close. It's one of the other ones. I mean, South Park, Family Guy isn't really a kids cartoon, so
Yeah,
that doesn't
right.
really work. But yeah, I think with SpongeBob's the most memes. That
Yeah,
stuff people post on Twitter everywhere, and yeah, it's very popular.
It just has like universal appeal.
it does. Like everyone
sure.
gets it. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So topic number 3: overrated or underrated? Dry scooping pre-workout.
I would say very overrated. I don't know what you're gonna get from coughing out your lungs. That you wouldn't get from just drinking some water with it.
So what is dry scooping pre-workout by definition? You don't even sip water afterwards, or because like I do a thing at the gym on occasion, just out of like laziness, where if I'm gonna take pre-workout and I have it at the gym, I'll get my cup of water ready and just like throw the scoop in my mouth, and like before I do anything inside my mouth, I take the chug of water to swish it around it. Is that dry scooping, or is dry scooping straight up putting it in your mouth
I
and
guess
choking
it's
it down?
considered dry scoop, but there's some people that will just go for it.
That would be
Right in
brutal.
there.
Yeah,
Like the cinnamon challenge. Every time they just want to
yeah,
get
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a tough one.
yeah. Okay, so the last one, and probably we usually always finish with the most important and the most serious one, is the way like we always like to round up overrated, underrated. So topic number 4: overrated or underrated trend memes.
overrated for sure. Yeah.
And what's your thinking behind that? Just that they're
It's just
way
overdone.
Yeah,
It's just overdone.
well
I mean,
overdone. I
there are
would say.
funny ways to make jokes about steroids, but when it's clear that you only know about one steroid,
Yeah,
that's the one your hero Larry uses. And
yeah.
It's like,
It's too much.
okay, this isn't funny. How can I make this funny? Add the word trend.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I intentionally made memes about other steroids like B-ball just to not be making a trend meme.
Right, just to purposely not use trend in your meme. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of avoid that. Like, I just don't think it's fun. I mean, I suppose with anything like, there's some very funny sumo deadlift memes, and I'm sure I don't know. I can't really think of a trend meme that's funny to me, just because I'm like, that's way overbaked, you know?
Yeah, they evolved somehow from rage and being excited for your workouts to weird sex things that people talk about now. So that's a thing.
Yep, the world's always changing.
Yeah. Well, you did well as far as overrated, underrated's considered. You know what? I would say you passed. You know,
That's good.
that's something to hang your hat
You
on.
can say that.
And what part of the country are you from?
I'm from Maryland, so
Okay.
yeah.
The what is it? The Terpins or the Terps or what's Maryland?
Yeah, the Terps.
The
Yeah.
Terps. It's like a turtle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a freshwater turtle with a weird flat face.
Okay.
And maybe the best flag in the country, right?
Yeah, that's definitely the most creative.
Yeah. So the reason I want to know, I just wanted to formally let you, or, you know, tell you on the podcast, next time you're in Northeast South Dakota, make sure to look us up, and you're welcome to stop by and train at the gym.
Awesome. Will do. Don't know if I'll ever go there, but if I ever am.
That's kind of the joke. Yeah, you probably won't. If we would have known the Maryland thing, we could have done over it, under it.
Played into some more Maryland stuff, but
Yeah. There's always next time, round 2.
save it for the grudge match.
Yeah, take our notes on that here now. All right. Well, is there anything that you wanted to get out there? You know, you said you've got I'm sure through Subpar Powerlifting Memes on Instagram. They could click through the link to get to your store. You said for
the
the
link
shirts.
tree for it.
Okay. So is that what you want people doing? Buy your shirts, subscribe to your page, do all that good stuff?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I would sometimes post for my training page with my clients and stuff. So that will be on my story every once in a while. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can click on that too.
Yeah. Right on.
Awesome.
I think that's good stuff. We appreciate having you on, Subpar Dylan.
That's fun.
Is that offensive if we call you Subpar Dylan, or?
It's probably accurate.
Perfect.
Fair enough. All right. All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Dylan.
We look forward to
All right.
keeping up with your memes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks.
I'll talk to
See
you
ya.
later. Subpar Dylan.
Subpar Dylan. What do you say about that? Tommy?
Oh, I think we know what we're going to say about that.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
That one is good.
There
I've
we
been
go.
looking all week. I've been
Just
kind of looking forward
like
to that
I just
moment.
need that. I need that in my life.
That might now be, at least as for right now, that's my favorite moment of the podcast is when we
get the guest off the air, so
when
we
we're
can
like, that's enough of that guy. Can we finally listen to the Cool Beans clip?
I just waited all week to hear the Cool Beans clip. Yeah.
But point being there, I say that was a Cool Beans interview.
That was a very Cool Beans interview.
Yeah, cool beans.
Yeah. Seems like a pretty chill guy.
Yeah, Subpar Dylan. It is always interesting, at least sitting from our seats, when we get people on that we don't. Last week we have John Hack. I think a lot of people kind of know
You're familiar
what
with
John Hack is about.
If you're interested in powerlifting at all, you should have an idea of who John Hack is.
Yeah, and for anyone that hasn't picked up on what we're doing here with these guests, we're mixing. We want to mix those around. We want to get some of these people that you all know well and like just are interesting because they're so good at maybe powerlifting or whatever it else is that they do. But we also want to mix in some of these people that maybe you don't really know much about.
Yeah, like let's be honest. Mark Bell doesn't get people like this.
Right,
Pretty
right.
much every other podcast about lifting only gets people that lift.
Yeah,
So
right.
so we're like, we want to get some people that are like fun in the internet space.
Yeah, and I think that's we've had Immortal Barbell guy.
and
I still don't
like-
know his name.
Well, and by the numbers, more people are aware of this
Subpar Dylan.
this Subpar Dylan, the
Than
Subpar Powerlifting
a
memes
lot of lifters.
than a lot of lifters.
Yeah,
so
right.
they have a different and unique perspective
Right.
on the industry as a whole.
Yeah. So we have more lined up like that, and I like the idea of sprinkling. We're not gonna go whole hog on just one of them and just stick to that. And I think we'll be able to rotate around and get some more people. And I like to get like business owners and stuff too, and see what
Yeah,
they're.
and we have some of those in the pipeline here.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. We get to learn a little everything. I appreciate, say, after we had Immortal Barbell on, I appreciate his stuff more now. It's just like,
I
I
do
kind of know
too.
what that guy's
Yeah,
about now.
I know.
And I feel like a lot of our listeners that maybe follow these pages now that they've heard Subpar Dylan on here,
have such
when they
a
see
deep personal connection.
They're like, yeah, I can. Now you're like, yeah, I picture that guy just popped that open on his phone, made it 2 minutes ago, and posted it. It's kind of like you just know.
This guy is just winging it like none other. Yeah. That's really cool.
Beans,
Very cool beans.
cool beans. Do we have to bring this one home?
Bring her on home.
Our things. We have things. We talked about the big drop coming on Thursday. Hopefully, probably. I'd say
Hopefully,
like,
probably, yes.
yeah. I'd say we're at. I think. What percentage would you put it on that we're gonna hit Thursday?
85?
I was honestly gonna say either 80 or 90.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say 85 is the right number. You answered that. Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
85.
My druthers were correct
Yes.
there.
That is honestly what I was thinking. I think there's like an 85% chance that that'll be Thursday. If it's not, we might be off by a little bit. It's not going to be before that, probably.
No, it will not be before
yeah.
that. Like we can for sure tell you that.
But a lot of cool stuff. Maybe one of our multiple designs, but maybe one of our coolest designs we've ever had.
And once this stuff comes out, we have another contest in the pipeline too.
That's true.
So
That's true. And I'm excited about that. The contest thing. Did you see Matt? He won the
Matt, who?
Matt on Instagram won the He was the winner of the medium-sized check.
When you say Matt right away, I think Matt from Pioneer.
Oh,
Matt
no.
Vincent.
No,
Matt.
no.
Yeah, okay.
No, Matt, the winner of
Yes.
the medium-sized $500 Massenomics check from the stimulus.
Yes, put together a very, very good video.
Yeah.
Getting what even was it now? Was he getting new Massenomics?
Yeah, he got the blue lift shorts.
Yeah, okay,
is what it was.
the whole thing was so dumb. I already forgot what it was about.
Yeah,
But
no, he's like stiff arms his,
His
wife,
wife.
going. It's like a slow mo, like NFL films, like stiff arm, and it's funny because you see her slow mo falling backwards, and the part I love, like I like to pick out the moment I like the best of the video, and so he's ripping open the package, and it's like one pair of shorts because then he also buys the deadlifter shorts in there. He pulls those out, and then it cuts to him with the thank you card, and he looks at it and goes. Like rolls back his head because he's laughing so hard. And having written those thank you cards, I just really appreciated that because it's like because they're kind of funny, but like at the end of the day, most of them are kind of similar. Like I can't not coming up with thousands of original thank you cards here. You know,
here a little piece of trivia for people. Back when Massenomics had almost zero volume, you would almost do research on people.
I would.
Yeah.
I would. And that is true. That is true.
I don't know
I'd like
why.
to think that's why we're successful today.
I thought of that the other day and I have no idea why, but I was like, I remember you being like, oh yeah, I looked up someone. I saw they had a meet coming. So I wrote like, good luck on your meet. And I'm like, damn, that's like a level of
there's,
obviously
someone had broken their leg and I was like, hope everything goes good, and that's what I used to do. Don't do that anymore.
Not possible. I mean, that would literally be a full-time job.
For the people that have,
if you order regularly,
and like I get to, I know like, I know who this is now, then I can do that, but not when I don't do it under the basis that I have to look everyone up,
just trying to even find everyone's Instagram.
But I do always like to note if it's a first order or a repeat order, because I word it differently if it is a first order or you're coming back for more.
Yeah, because then you're in the club.
Then you're kind of in the club.
You're in some type of club at that point.
But you know how you really get in the club, Tommy?
I do know how you really get in the club.
You sign up to become a supporting member of the Massenomics podcast.
Yes.
That's how you really get in the club.
And a little tip here for people. I actually forgot this.
There's a special site you can just go right to if you want to do that, isn't there?
Yeah, it's been so long since I actually did this.
I remember that too, and I don't think we've ever mentioned it
before.
Okay.
Yep. So so here's the easy way right now. You say, well, I don't want to go to the website, look around, click buttons,
I gotta find that picture that kind of looks like a drawing, that kind of looks like a picture of Tanner and Tommy.
So you go to massenomics.com/join. JOIN. You can join the Massenomics supporting podcast members right there.
So that's all you have to do. You go to massenomics.com/join.
Yep, that's it.
And that'll take you right there.
That takes you right to it.
And then, am I understanding it correctly? From there, all you have to do is select your level of membership.
That is actually all you do.
So
I should say that's all you have to do, because you can go back in and select another membership and another membership like some people have.
So are you telling me there's 4 membership level options?
There's 4 membership level options from 99 cents to $20. And we know that the other ones are just for show. You should really just do the $20 one, get it over with.
Yeah. Do you remember the Flex Flask commercial that we had that you, me, and Tyler used to read sometimes? I'm gonna find that.
Yeah, you should find that. I forgot about that.
You know what we can do? I mean, I can't even say what we can do, but we can
revamp
revamp that.
Yeah, I like
soon.
it. I like it. Yeah,
like next week we're gonna. My mission is that
for sure. In the next 2 weeks,
my mission is to not forget about this 5 minutes from now and not remember it again until right when I get to this point next
until
time.
the podcasts are going, damn it, we forgot that we get.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna. We also have to revise it in the way that there was a 3-man script at that point in time.
Okay, we'll pretend to do someone else's voice.
Yeah, maybe we could call Tyler and send him the script and be like,
it'd be like 4 in the morning. Yeah, I mean, he would do it, but it'd be like 4 in the morning and the audio quality would do something weird. And we'll figure out something though.
Yeah, more on that. Also, more on today's sponsors. Today's episode was brought to you by Texas Power Bars. In 1980, Buddy Cap set on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, world, and Massenomics powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit texaspowerbars.com. Today's show was also brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large has set a new standard for customer service within the strength world. They have live website chat support and speedy email responses. Lifting Large is home of the Ground Lock Deadlift Slipper, and they are always in stock and ready to ship. Massenomics listeners can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products by using discount code MASS20 at checkout, MASS20 at checkout. Today's episode is also brought to you by Spud Inc. The goal of Spud Inc. straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. And this episode is brought to you by Hybrid Performance Method. They are your one-stop shop for all things fitness and online coaching. Whether your goals are training related, nutrition and body composition related, or both, Hybrid has a program for you. With dedicated and experienced coaches in each strength and fitness discipline, you can rest assured that you're in the best hands possible. Make sure to use our discount code MASS, M-A-S-S, in all caps, for 5% off any training or nutrition memberships for the life of your membership at hybridperformancemethod.com. Good use of it there, too. Tommy, where... do we have anything else, or is that kind of it?
That's probably all. That's probably all of it for now.
Where do they find you on Instagram?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Baird. Much more importantly, make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.